Hi Aries, welcome to your monthly reading. As always, keep in mind that this is only a general reading. Always check what it feels right and with what does resonate within your own life experiences during this time. If you would like to have a personal reading with me, please contact me through the email I put in the description box below. For the month of March, as usual, I have a special sales offer available, and for this month it's inspired in the mystical Pisces season we are on. And if you would like to know more details about it, you can read in the description box, or you can email me with your questions. If you would like to donate and support my channel, you can also do that by following the PayPal link, which is also down below. So Aries, I feel like for many of you during the month of March, you could be struggling here with your impatience. So there's a feeling here that many of you could be setting yourselves to trouble when you're so easily triggered and responsive to situations that are activating in you this feeling of this feeling of being so on fire, so hot-headed at times that you just can't stand, the minimum of what bothers you. Meaning that, when we're listening to crap, we're listening to criticism, we're listening to things that, we dislike, but we actually have, the patience and the tolerance and the balance within to not react to things that are just a waste of time. That's the feeling that it's missing on here during the month of March, is your ability to not be as reactive, as it's like some of you are really losing a little bit here of control, and you're losing a sense of balance in the middle of this. So it's important that some of you Aries, when you're caught off guard, when you're triggered, when you're provoked, when you're teased, that you really think twice before you react. And I know that this is something that it's not easy to be done in the moment, but you're really advised to cool off, because the more you precipitate yourself, the more you throw the towel, the more you fight it off, the more you engage in this type of lower vibration energy, the worse you will feel. Because the feeling here is that it's not something that is not going to leave in you an emotional negative situation. It's going to make you feel bad in the end. It's going to make you feel down. So it's not something that is going to be, that you're not really going to be affected with. If you get yourself into ugly conflicts, ugly fights, it will leave you in a sad situation. It will leave you in a sad place. And I keep getting the feeling that this can be avoided. It's not something that you absolutely need to go through. It's not like an energy of a tower that comes in to really give room for an important change to take place. No, this is about you being tested. You're being tested with things that if you successfully overcome, you will also be able to let go and walk away from people and situations that are really not for you. And I feel like for many of you Aries, this is the problem, is that there are people, there are circumstances around you that keep you held in this spin of negativity. And the point here is for you to be able to extract yourself, to make proper decisions for the best of you, for the best also of other. It's like, I feel like some of you Aries, it's for the best of you, and for others it's for the best of everyone involved. So this could be a situation that involves several people, or it could be a situation that involves you and another. But the feeling here is that you're asked to extract yourself from a space of conflict, from a space of noise, from a space of pettiness, envy, jealousy. And I feel like for many of you Aries, there's this mixed bag of so much negative feelings that it can be hard to really pinpoint exactly what it is that is triggering you in the month of March. It's a mixture of energies, but all of it shows as being negative. So if you can extract yourself from those type of situations, you will see that this is going to benefit you. You will see that this is going to also make you feel like you're able to clearly think. Because I feel like as you are in this type of energy and surroundings, some of you cannot even think straight. And I also feel like for some of you, you're missing on what the truth of the matter is. So if you want to know in the month of March what decision you should make, what's the best decision to be made in a situation, cool it off, take a step back, put some boundaries around you, really preserve your energy, and take proper time to think about situations, to measure what you're dealing with, so you know in the end what you're going to do. I feel like for some of you that this is about relationships. Relationships need to be addressed with this very just, correct dynamic. So it's not about you, it's not about the other, it's about really taking here a position of evaluation where you're fair. Because I feel like for some of you Aries that are in relationships that are being a little bit difficult, the reason is not with you, it's not with the other person. Each one here has its points, each one has its reasons, again, has its, has its case. The feeling here is what's best for you, Aries, in the end. Because if you're fighting here with someone because you can't stand how they are, but you still expect them to change, there's a problem there. And I feel like for many of you Aries, you're dealing with this. You're dealing with a situation where you just want the other person you're dealing with to change. And when you don't see this change, and when you don't see the improvement you desire, you expect, your blood starts boiling and you start really getting upset with the Five of Swords here. There's a real also a real energy of selfishness involved in the dynamics of relationships. And for some of you this is coming more from you, for others this is coming more from your partner, but still it's a mutual energy that I'm picking on. You're difficult, the person you're dealing with is difficult, and this could be in a love romantic sense, this could be with a family member, in work, people you work with, this could be with friends. It's just you're dealing with difficult people as well, but you're also kind of difficult here in this moment. So the advice here is to not make things even more hard than what they already are. I feel like for some of you Aries, you will walk out of a situation. You will be choosing to walk away from something that is really taking you down, even though that act of walking out of a situation could bring you down. The Five of Cups could indeed make you feel a little bit sad, could make you feel like you're losing on something. I feel like there's a lot of shock. There's a lot of shock with how deep you could be grieving something during the month of March. So it's like you might get into a situation where, again, ego's getting in the way and you fight with someone and you feel like that's not going to affect you at all. And then as the days pass by, you start to see that actually it matters. It matters much more than what you what you were giving credit to, or what you really thought it would matter. So this is why you're advised to not be impulsive, to think really twice before you say something that you can't take back. But also, if someone is being verbally abusive to you, or abusive period in any kind of way, really consider what you're doing there, why you're allowing that. Because if someone keeps being abusive and you're allowing it, there's an issue that you also need to look You need to look deeper, that it's about you, is why you're there, why you accept it. Because yes, they're abusive, they are wrong, but you also choose to stay. So it's a little bit of a tricky month here for many of you, because you're experiencing situations and energies that are about confrontation, with human behaviors that are not the best, confrontation, with experiences that manifest itself in a way that really can throw you out of your balance. And when we're thrown out of our balance, we're much more susceptible to make mistakes, to make wrong choices, um, to set ourselves to traps. And I feel like for some of you Aries, there could be this energy of setting yourself for a problem if you're really not calculated and discerning during the month of March. And it could also just be that you need to understand here the dynamic you're involved. Because if you want a solution, if you want an energy of peace to be restored and to take place, I feel like you need really to understand what it is that you're dealing with. It's not just like, because I feel like for some of you this is so unconscious, this is so about being triggered that you really don't even understand, the problem at hand. So if you're dealing with any kind of problem during the month of March, before, impulsively reacting to it, really try to analyze it, to study it, to understand to the core, what is this about? So you know what's the best course of action to take to preserve your best interests. And I also feel like this is another message here for you. You need to know what your best interests are. Do you have those in mind? If I would ask you that right now, would you know what answer to give? So that seems to be also something that it's important here. So I hope you have a great month. I want to thank all of you that have been liking, sharing, subscribing, and commenting to my channel. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Hopefully we'll see each other soon.